Hey guys!
Hi. We're going to get the start right one of these days. I promise.
I'm Nolly.
I'm Bo.
And welcome to another episode of Drinks on You.
You? I guess that's my you moment.
Wow. I mean, that
Nearly
really
knocked
is
over
it.
the whole table.
Knocked over!
You've sat so close.
I don't know what happened.
It's fine, babe. It's fine. That was your you moment. I almost did the same thing. Flipping tables,
there we go.
It's
Yeah.
flipping tables
Sure.
Jesus in the temple.
There we go. Space to gesticulate.
Yo. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
So, if this is your first time to the channel, this is pretty much what we do. Husband and wife duo. We just like to have fun and try and figure out this adulting thing together. Yeah. If that sounds like something you might be interested in, hit the like and hit the subscribe and hit the bell.
Ding, 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 ding. What are we drinking, babe?
Today, we're keeping it very simple.
Very simple.
Just plain old English tea.
Wow. I mean, it's not that plain for me. I like
No.
a good cup of tea.
Which is good.
Um,
Plain isn't always bad.
no, it's not. It's not. How strong do you have your tea? Because obviously no one can see our tea.
Oh,
Give it a color.
somewhere between Chris Brown and yeah. Oh, this is a great episode.
Carry on. Somewhere between Chris Brown and...
Somewhere between. No, is John Legend darker than Chris Brown? What
Some
color?
lightings.
Yeah, John Legend. How strong do you have your tea? I mean, with milk, obviously. Tell us in the comments below.
Oh,
How do you have your tea?
I mean, wow. I mean, is it Columbus Short? Is that his name? I just have Columbus in my head. Is that his name? Okay, mine would be Columbus Short. Was he in This Christmas? Yeah, This Christmas. He was Chris Brown's brother.
Never watched it.
Okay.
Yeah, mine is
and,
somewhere between Columbus Short and Chris Brown.
I don't know, folks.
So your
I
tea
do
is
like
stronger than mine?
I do like a strong tea.
Oh, so
Not a builder's tea. No.
Builder's tea is just as strong as possible with all the
For no
sugars.
reason. But yes, have you got your drink?
Grab yourself a drink.
I mean, just because we're not drinking an alcoholic beverage doesn't mean that you can't have an alcoholic beverage.
Doesn't matter what time of day it is.
Eyes. Cheers. Very gently.
Yep.
Almost burnt my tongue. Almost burnt
This is
my
why I
tongue.
went gently, because I didn't want to.
Gentler. You went gentler.
Gently?
It was a
Gentler.
joke.
Oh. I get it.
This is a great start.
So, what are we talking about today,
I
babe?
feel like the last couple of episodes have been indicative of the conversation. We can't take anything seriously. It's one of those topics that some people might find to be like what's just happened in the first 2 to
Triggering.
3 minutes. Triggering.
Yeah, some people might find it triggering.
I suppose. So we did a poll a few months ago, is it a poll? Just kind of asking you guys what you'd like us to talk about. And one of the suggestions was to talk about sex before marriage, specifically, and how...
Oh, was it sex before marriage specifically?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
cool.
and how we dealt with that, with the abstinence.
Mm-hmm.
Were we abstinent?
Because we're Christians.
Were we abstinent?
Oh.
What did we put in place to support and help if we were abstinent? So today we decided to be brave. I did.
Nolly's not very comfortable. But you
Can you finish that statement?
Oh, talking about sex.
I
I thought it was implied. Sorry.
was like, not comfortable with sex? So how does this marriage work?
Oh no, she's alright
But-
with sex.
Giggity.
I
Don't
set
you
myself
worry
up.
about
Oh
it.
my days. Why you gotta be like this?
I probably don't help her with her discomfort. But
Especially when you do that. But yeah, so we hope this is a conversation that you will find of use, helpful, or make you
Interesting.
go, with your eyebrow. Don't forget that. We would love, sorry babe, we would love comments, thoughts, questions, confusion in the comments. What were you gonna
Fights.
say?
Oh, I was gonna say. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It probably wasn't important,
So babe, coming into, okay, actually, when we were deciding if we were going to get into a relationship, where were you at in terms of your next relationship in relation to marriage? Were you like, the very next relationship I'm in, I'm getting married to that person? Or were you kind of like, let's see how it goes?
I don't know if it was a conscious thought, but it was definitely there. Like, because if you've watched our love story video, one of our earlier videos.
If you haven't, pause, rewind, and check it out.
Yep. I had come out of a relationship that was heading towards marriage. So I was at least in the mind frame of marriage. I mean, marriage is something I've always wanted, even from when I was like 8 years old.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? I always dreamed about being married with kids.
I knew that.
Really?
About 8.
Yeah.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I was pretty much whoever I got with, because at that point I was rededicating my life to God because I was out in these streets. And
I feel like you need to finish that. It's fine.
It's fine.
He was out in the streets.
Yeah, it was because I was rededicating myself to God, and he knew the desire. He knows the desires of my heart. I pretty much figured out the next person I was going to be with, I was going to marry.
Okay.
How about you?
Similar. I had just
minus
come
the being out in these streets.
Yeah, never out in nobody's streets. Ain't nobody got time for that. I was coming out of I don't know how you want to say it. I was coming out of a serious relationship that I had considered would be going to marriage, but actually it appeared that we were not necessarily at the same page, and that marriage was a while away.
I'm not going to say anything because
You
I
and
was
your
told.
shade. You and your shade, babe.
That's why I'm not saying anything.
Thank you very much. So so I guess and I was finishing uni, so African families, African parents tell you finish school first before you get married. So I was like, I'm gonna be graduating
Before
this
you
year.
Date, before you have boyfriends,
Before
or
you
girlfriend,
look at anyone.
Girlfriend or boyfriend does not exist until
an
you have
African
a
household.
degree and a job.
Yeah. So because I was like coming to the end of my degree, I was kind of like, yeah, I think and I was headed towards 25, and in my head, that's when I was going to get married. So I was like, the next relationship, and actually the previous relationship kind of prepared me or made me more aware of my desire to get married soon.
Okay.
And so, yeah, I did. So because you were out in these streets, seeing that you put this out there, how did you find our stance? What was our stance, right?
So our stance was celibacy. We're, going to abstain until we're married. That was our stance.
And then you immediately laugh like that. Wow.
No, because I was going to say, which was my stance as well. At least it was.
Oh, so you're saying I imposed it?
No. It was my stance leaving Zimbabwe and coming to the UK.
Okay.
But I left a super conservative country to come to
An uber liberal,
like-
I can't talk, liberal country.
I remember when I realized that I'm really in a different place was my older sister sent me to the corner shop to get some milk. And I'm a huge gearhead, petrol head, rivet head, whatever you want to call it.
Okay,
I love cars. Like cars are my. So I'm looking at the Top Gear magazine and stuff, and then I look on the top shelf. Now, for those of you not in the UK, I don't think it's still the same now. But anyway, top shelf magazines were basically all the Playboy, Hustler, all these porn magazines basically. And so I looked up and I immediately,
You did.
I physically did this. I'm like, oh man, where am I? I'm in the wrong shop. Did I come to the right? And then it was just like, oh, y'all just, this is cool. Like we can just have our bits out. And this is all good. And so yeah, given a little bit of freedom given a whole bunch of freedom from closed-fisted living.
Oh, babe. Would you like to turn your sound off?
Nobody heard that. I'll edit it out.
It's fine.
I probably won't. Yeah, going from I still believed in celibacy. I just didn't practice it.
Yeah. So even coming into our relationship, because your arrival here from Zim to when we were now dating was a very long.
Yeah. Well, no, but when we got into a relationship, I had gotten back into a right mind frame in terms of sex before marriage and stuff like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know. Because I'm not. I was never a girl of these streets. I was like, it ain't happening. And I'd done a good job of not sexing up until that point, and I was like, I'm not about.
I'm almost at the finish line.
I'm not about to do this. But
it's always about the butt.
But we had all the intentions and tried to put all the things in place.
Such as? What were the things we put in place?
So, no staying over at each other's house. Leave at a reasonable time. What was the reasonable time? 9 at the very latest?
I think so, yeah.
Try not to turn off the lights and light a candle. Because those are not... Anyway, you're setting the mood for something else there.
Let me set the mood right. Yeah.
Yeah. As often as we could, try and hang out with other people.
Or in public spaces.
And I think we did a good job. We did a good job of that for the most part. But there were moments, I don't even know what would happen. It would just be a look, and you're like, oh, or a touch. Hey,
yeah.
Babe,
Babe, you got something on you.
But actually, with all of that, joking aside, we never went all the way. So what is it called? Dry humping? Is that still a thing these days?
Dry humping, yeah. Heavy petting.
Okay.
Is that the same? I think it's the same.
I never understood that phrase, but anyway.
Heavy petting.
I know, I'm like, how? Just never understood. But anyway. Yeah, and I think in those occasions where we did...
We crossed a few boundaries. We found ways to cheat our own system. And just pulled back at the brink.
Yo.
Basically. No?
Yes, no, my very visual head was like, oh, Dad. What are you talking about?
Sometimes it had to physically be like, okay, I need to go home.
Bye!
Because, I mean, look at her. Right?
But yeah, so I think every time we did kind of slip up, we then spoke about it, we reviewed it, and like, okay, cool. So
TMO decision.
And just tried to make sure that we don't put ourselves in those compromising situations again. Would you say there are benefits to no sex before marriage?
Speaking personally, I do regret that I didn't wait until marriage.
Okay.
Because even though I don't have any like specific sexual encounters in my memory anymore, coming into us being married, I think there were certain expectations I had of how sex should happen. Okay. Like everything from foreplay to the look to all that stuff. But because the people what is going on with my phone? The people that I had been in relationships with were all experienced. So there was kind of
In the sexing.
yeah.
Okay, I just needed to know what you
in
were
sex, yes. There was it was kind of like everybody knew what they were doing.
Okay.
So I never actually had to be in a position of patience and understanding of someone where this was all brand new territory. So I think there are massive benefits in abstinence. Just because I also feel like I lost out on the excitement of exploring something so big and so intimate with someone I'm spending the rest of my life with.
Okay, cool. I kind of had a little bit of the opposite, whereby I wish there had been more conversations about the sex. I'm just gonna call it that now. The sex. Okay.
Is that the title of the episode?
The sex. Yes.
Yes.
Because I came into it very timid, like, oh no, I have to take my clothes off in front of you now. Like, it's like, well, how's the sexing gonna happen?
Yeah, if you don't.
It's like, oh, and we have, oh no, okay. Like, and even now, like 7 years in, I'm still kind of like, hey, babe, what are you talking about?
Excuse me.
Anyway, so I just wish we had more conversations, and that it wasn't like in Christendom it's seen as like, never have sex.
Yeah.
Sex is bad.
I was about to say that, yeah.
And I mean, can we ever say it's bad in the context of badness, or there are perks to waiting for the right one, for the right relationship, or the right whatever. So I don't know if it's bad, because words play such a humongous role in the mind and being in your head about certain things. So I just wish there had been more conversations, even to the extent of some mentorship with some of the older women in church, because for the most part, most of us want to get married, and so we would have liked some of that practical conversation. And so that's one thing that I wish I had coming into it. Final question.
Oh, yeah.
Sex test drive. What are your thoughts? So in context of before marriage.
Do you mean just sex in general, or sex with your potential life partner?
That distinction is very important. I guess it would be your potential life partner. But I'm not I don't know. I'm not sold by that statement, because I feel like test drives that are not good then lead to, oh no, I can't marry you because of the sex.
Yeah.
So then is it still, because then if you're saying this is my life partner, you've made a decision at that point.
Yeah.
So but anyway, let's use those two then.
So I know the general, there is a consensus that you should have sex before you get married, so that you can know yourself and know what you like and what you don't like, and so on and so forth. My pushback to that is always, because someone's just like, oh, you need to try all flavors before you decide which one is your favorite, and it's just like, well, I get that, but
I don't even know what that means in the context of no, I do, but I don't, because
have sex with different people, different kinds of people,
yeah,
different
but
sizes
then you
of
can
people.
Yeah, but then you can still explore those different things with your person.
And that's my pushback, because it's like,
because you have your whole life. For most people, marriage is forever. And so you have forever to try things.
Because it's the whole thing. So someone's like, oh, what if you only have vanilla? You're going to be happy with vanilla for the rest of your life? I'm like, well, if it's really good vanilla ice cream, like my favorite flavor of ice cream is vanilla. But like the really like premium, creamy, like just really nice vanilla ice cream is incredible. So I don't care about chocolate that much. You know what I mean? And in the context of a relationship, the sex, like everyone's just like, oh, having sex with one person must be so boring. I'm like, well, you ain't doing it right.
It's and for those of you guys who've been following us for a while, my thing is the mind and our words, because that's already a negative outlook where one person is boring. That's such a humongous statement. It doesn't have to be boring. If you have decided it will be boring, then it will be boring, because then you're not coming in with, oh, let's explore, let's try things, let's be spontaneous, let's talk about it. Hey babe, I would like to try this thing in the sex. That's literally my thing now. Because
The worst thing is, this is going to continue off camera. Like, this is not just Nolly put it on a show. She's found something. She's going to stick with this. I'm just going to have to live with it. Is basically what's happening.
Yeah, so it's like, for me, it's, so I guess in my passionate response to that, I guess then I never, till this point, I didn't really know what I believed. I don't believe in test drives because of what they represent often, in that I have to test drive to know whether I can have the same vagina or penis for the rest of my life. And actually, it's like...
And it all changes.
And that's why there's different positions, and that's why there's different things to try out. And you have your whole lives to try things. Hey, I got passionate. I'm gonna...
No, hey, it's true. I mean, people are like, oh, it's the same person. Like, that person is not going to be the same for the entirety of your relationship. They may become more passionate. They may lose weight. Like, hey man, I've been running. My stamina is on point. It's completely different to when we first got married, right? So it's like, there's so much...
We're in a society that's very disposable. Microwave and disposable.
It's like, if I don't like it, I'm going to get rid of it. It's like, well, have you tried figuring out what it is you don't like about it? I think we should do another episode, because I have many thoughts.
Okay. And on that note, we will pause there, and maybe we'll continue this conversation at another point.
Let us know if you want us to in the comment section below.
Yeah.
Let us know if you disagree with us, because, you know, this is a lot of our decisions and our thought processes are from our worldview and our experience. But everybody has a different experience. So please, please, please let us know down below.
Yeah.
Especially men. Men, please say things in the comments that relate to the video. Don't just say things. Speak about what's happening in here.
And on that note, don't forget to like,
And
share, and subscribe. See you soon.
Take care.
Bye.